Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Walk the Dog Cinema. Me and the Roka are out, and hope you're all having a good day. It is a beautiful sunny morning, blue skies, puffy clouds everywhere, and today we're going to talk about a movie I knew nothing about that I was told by a friend to take a look at, because I kind of like offbeat films. They Will Kill You. I will say that it is an interesting film. I quite enjoyed myself. I feel it's a lot of fun. It's kind of a movie that's People Under the Stairs meets John Wick, as if it was directed by Tim Burton. So kind of an interesting mashup. Pretty much a action movie with horror trappings and complete absurdist cinema. And I think the cool thing about it is the director just goes for it, knows that he's kind of in that absurd lane, and just kind of digs in and kind of just makes this off-kilter, offbeat kind of film that is just absolutely relentless, with good action tension and just a driving force that just gets you from beginning to end. So let's talk about They Will Kill You. So They Will Kill You. I will say it is it's a fun action movie. I mean, what I really like about it is director, goes for it. They do establish rules. They don't go off of those, go outside of those rules for the most part. The ending maybe played with it a little bit to get you a nice happy ending, but I kind of like it. It's not a lot of exposition. It's more a show, don't tell. I mean, it's got a relentless pace, crazy action set pieces, and their explanation for them are, again, absurd. But the director clearly has his tongue in his cheek on this one. He knows, and I think that's what I like about it is that the whole tone of the film is kind of a wink at you. It's a setup, so we get to the top of the mountain. Like I said, it has a little bit of the Raid or Judge Dredd also feel to it, where you're like climbing through the stages. And basically what it is this girl basically shows up for a maid at this posh hotel or apartment building called the Virgil, that's ruled by Satan. So it's and it's just bonkers from there, and kind of a little twists and turns. She's not really a maid and what she's there for, and even that has a little bit of twists and turns as to the reason that she's there. Is set up from the beginning of the film, and and how she can come to fighting is set up in the film, and it's all done kind of with flashbacks, and I like it though, because it's like they're talking the story, but then they show it to you, and so you kind of get out of just being told, and like I said, the pace is relentless, and it doesn't let up. It's an hour and a half. The movie doesn't overstay its welcome to me. It's fun cinema, and I'm glad that my friend let me know about it. It has its weak points. I don't totally buy why the lead actress, who does a great physical job in this film, she carries the movie tremendously well. Be interesting to see what she continues to do in the future, because she really does. She has a lot of gravitas in this movie. She has a lot of physicality. If she was doing her own stunts and fighting sequences, kudos to her, because it was pretty amazing and relentless. It's got a lot of tension and harrowing to that. But anyhow, as I look, I don't fully buy the beginning, so to speak. Why she goes to jail. it kind of has for me the Con Air problem. If you've ever seen that with Nicolas Cage, the self-defense and getting in jail, and I get it, you have to have a setup and all that. I don't know if I inherently buy that. And then, like I said, I don't know if I inherently buy the rules as written in terms of how the movie kind of states the rules for the ending. You kind of just cheekily smile. Those are kind of some of its weaker points. The other stuff is there's this great world that they do build in there, and it gives an off-kilter feel because all the help is rather like minority. I mean, there was some it's predominantly like the help is black for the most part, and then all the rich people are white. It's not fully like that, but it's enough to make it really off-kilter. And okay, that's not explored, but it is used to give an unsettling feel to the whole premise. But then you find out, spoiler alert, the staff is kind of involved with kind of being immortal and given their due by Satan. So like I said, I wouldn't call it a strong element, but I also wouldn't call it I wouldn't call it a totally weak element, but also a strong element, because it's more used to be off kilter, and I'm fine with that, and it kind of creates this interesting world. But there is a dynamic there that you're kind of like, interesting. I wonder if they could have explored that a little bit more and gotten even more bonkers with the film. I don't know. It's not the movie that they were making, so I get it. It's just, like I said, it's one of those kind of little moments in the film that when you kind of look at it, you're like, oh, okay, this will be interesting. Oh, what's going on here? And then when the plot really gets into motion pretty fast, and you kind of see those little twists coming, you go along with the ride, but at the end of the day, you kind of ponder about a few things. So I wouldn't say what they kind of wanted to do to make it off kilter and have this bizarre kind of world to it, makes it a strength on one level, but then raises some other questions, which kind of lowers it, because it's good they don't address it maybe, but at the same time, you kind of realize it's more window dressing than anything else. So that's just those few little things. Like I said, it's John Wick action scenes. How they explain it's actually kind of used in a very humorous way. Like I said, it's just that kind of movie on one side of dark humor, and it stays in that tone. And I laugh because it's nice to see a movie kind of go there and do those things. So kudos to them for that. I had a fun time watching it. It's something I could watch again, because the action sequences are fun, if not, like I said, in the John Wick sense, completely ridiculous. And we're talking about people that aren't trained supposedly like that. So, but it adds to the film in some weird way. I'm gonna be honest, I can't totally explain. It's just that the movie's just feels like it's filmed at a canted angle the whole time, but it's not. It's like I said, if Tim Burton directed a John Wick People Under the Stairs mashup, it's just kind of that kooky. But yeah, glad I watched it. Think you should check it out. Let me know what you think if you've seen the movie. I think it's quite enjoyable, and I'd like to see more by the director and see what has in store in the future, and the lead actress. So have a good one, everybody.